I was just going to say exactly that, Josh. That I would have said Liverpool as well, but the losses to teams like Burnley, you just can't do that and win the league.
No, well, we'll move with that then. Ben, do you feel that Jurgen Klopp can get the best out of Liverpool? He's brought in two new centre backs, Klavan and Matip. Klavan struggling to find his form. Matip seeming to be actually a very good free transfer. Can Liverpool turn the season around and start getting some clean sheets? Do you feel?
I wouldn't say they even need to turn the season around. I think it's going exactly how he would feel. He hasn't spent massive amounts of money. He's still trying to figure out where he needs to strengthen. I think he's got some ideas. I think the left back situation could be a big one. But I think if he finishes top four, that's his aim at the minute. I think the title is maybe a couple of seasons away. At Dortmund, he built the team over a few years. He wasn't brought in to instantly change Liverpool. He was brought in to build it up. So I think it'll be a few years before we see the best out of it.
And Adam, I mean, similar question. The reason I brought Liverpool up was because I have to say the answer to this is Liverpool. Most exciting team to watch this season.
Yeah, I do like watching Liverpool. I think they've got that extra dimension now with Mane out wide.
Obviously, one of your own players.
One of my own, of course. I mean, I have a strong Liverpool contingent in my team. I just think they're lacking that centre forward goal scorer. I think Sturridge isn't doing it, and I think he's more suited to be out wide than up the middle, personally. But yeah, with the goal scorer, I mean, they're exciting as they are anyway. But just imagine what they could be.
Yeah, no, exactly. And speaking of incoming goal scorers, Josh, obviously the rumours that Aguero could actually be leaving the Premier League, is that a worry for Jim? Obviously, it sounds like a solid transfer.
Obviously, it's a worry for Jim and the Premier League itself. If you look at Aguero leaves, who's the next big player in the league? Obviously, you've got Kevin De Bruyne. Aside from him, there's no other one that stands out. You could break into Real Madrid or Bayern Munich or Barcelona's side.
Well, the name that is bouncing around, sorry to interrupt, is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang from Dortmund. Apparently,
I mean, he played against Arsenal in the Champions League a couple of seasons ago and tore on a new one. But he looked fantastic, he looked quick.
Same with Liverpool in the Europa League last year. I mean, is he one of the new style strikers, the likes of Jamie Vardy? Ben, do you think that fast-paced strikers that break from behind are the new style rather than your big strong ones?
It does seem to be looking like that's where it's heading. Football's changing, and some teams are adapting. And I think Aubameyang is one of the best in the world at the minute. So.
Anyway, to bring this back to fantasy, because that got very serious for a couple of minutes then. Josh, your mum jokes. I mean, do you have a book of them? Do you jot them down when you think of them? Where do these come from?
People just line themselves up for it and they get bang straight in there with a mum joke.
I mean, Adam gets the brunt of them.
Adam does get the brunt.
Just like his mum.
Is that because Adam's mum is an easy target, or do you enjoy doing Adam's mum more so?
I enjoy Adam's mum, yeah.
Adam, any retort to that?
No comment.
Okay.
No comment.
So we'll move on to the fixtures next week. Adam, I believe, do you have them in front of you?
You believe right in a minute. You will believe right in a minute. Yeah.
Okay. While we're waiting for them, Josh, Jim's incoming video. Obviously, there's going to be returning the mentions of the transfers. Obviously, Conrad's and Massey's video. I mean, what do you think this is going to entail? Is this going to be an expose on the manager?
I think it'd be a bit of a comic relief. I think it'd be brilliant. To be fair, I think it'd be humorous. We all know how Jim is, and I think it'd be a right laugh because he addressed the points he's going to address in his post, and I just want to see the video.
And Adam, do you have fixtures?
I do, yes.
Okay, so the fixtures this week, just in case anybody doesn't know, are going to be as follows.
Well, the man himself, Jim, is playing Conrad this week. Massey plays the deluded Chris. Myself plays top of the league Ben. Ben plays Gaz, and Anthony plays Josh.
Okay, well, we'll start with the top one there. So that was Jim versus
versus Conrad.
Versus Conrad. Josh, how do you feel that match is going to play out?
You look at Jim's new signings, obviously. Aguero. Obviously, only Aguero. You have to think he's been through a bit of bad form. Will it start? Will Iheanacho start? I mean, he looked good making off the bench with Iheanacho.
Well, yeah, Iheanacho, I believe, is 17 shots this season with 11 goals, which is an incredible record.
And with Conrad, he's due a win. I mean, he's got a good side. It's not a bad side. It's just been unfortunate in his results. So you have to think he's going to both need a win. So obviously a draw would be fair, but they're very rare. So I'm going to have to side with Conrad. I think he's got a better side overall. Jim's rebuilding at the moment, so I'm going with Conrad there.
And Ben, Massey versus Chris.
I mean, normally you would say Chris. He's let some key players go. Massey is in some good form. He's got some players who are performing well.
Massey, who we have to make mention of, drafted like we thought a complete idiot. Picking up Iheanacho and Rashford. But those players he has played, and they've come off the bench and scored and won in matches.
Yeah. Turned some heads when he signed him. Some questionable first picks, but it's all paying off now in the long run.
And Adam, yourself against Gaz, is it? Sorry.
And top of the league.
Top of the league. You're top of the league away at top of the league, I believe. How's that?
Yes.
How's that going to fare for you this weekend? I mean, is it a change of tactics? Are you feeling more aggressive style of play?
Hard to say. I mean, the new boys have come in this season, Ben and Conrad, and they're a bit of an unknown quantity. Ben's obviously done very well. I think he is due a bad week, personally. He's had a lot of strong scores. His goal difference alone suggests that. I think he may be due a bad week. I'm just picking back up again, so I think it's going to be very close. It's very tough, but I am hoping to maybe sneak a very narrow victory this week.
And I'm going to group me and Josh and Ben and Gaz, I believe it is, into one. Obviously, two teams neck and neck next to each other, 3 points in it. You look at the point totals, there's 20, 30 points in it. The table itself, there's 60 points from top to bottom. That's 1 week's worth of points there. How do you think matches like this are going to come out? I mean, if we go back to Adam first, just how do you think these integral matches are going to see to the end of the season?
Well, they are the crucial ones, aren't they? I mean, obviously yourself, you need to win. Probably due when you've had some decent scores and not quite got the results. Like as Josh is consistent, these kind of games are going to shape the table come the end of the season. There's no doubt about that. And Gaz again, Gaz has had a really good season. We weren't sure what he was going to do this year. Drafted well, Costa's played well for him. So again, I think both games could literally go anyway. So that's what's good about it.
And Ben, how do you feel? Obviously, Gaz is 3 points behind you. If he does get a win, points totals could have him leap over you. I mean, is that something that goes into your mind coming up to this weekend?
Not really. I think we've got two similar sides in terms of points. He's picked up 16 more player points than me this season. I think it could go either way.
I mean, we have to make mention. I feel everybody drafted fantastically. By the end of the draft, everyone had a very strong team. Never mind just a very strong 11. Obviously, first picks are first picks, but they do change. I mean, Josh, who's your key player for the season now?
I've said it for months. Moussa Dembele is fantastic. He got 7 points the other day for a midfielder, and how you only get 7 points if you play well. So obviously he controls the game, and obviously I just find him to be brilliant when he plays. Wherever he plays, he gets consistent points between 5 and 10, no matter who he plays against. So he is arguably my key player. If he stays fit, he is quite injury.
No. And Adam, same question.
Well, again, this is depending on injuries, but it depends how Harry Kane comes back from his injury. If he comes back like last season's Harry Kane, then he will without doubt be a key player. If not, if he struggles, if it reoccurs, then I'm looking at the likes of Mane and Payet to step up. who's also done well for me so far this season. So yeah, it's but probably Kane.
Ben, key player of the season for yourself?
It has to be Coutinho. I think he's third in this season for points totals, so he's my key player.
I mean, we have to just mention that free kick against Arsenal. There's a reason that Coutinho is called a magician, you know. The sheer moment of brilliance. Obviously myself, it has to be Kevin De Bruyne. Obviously it's too soon to see if Ibrahimovic is going to be a good transfer. I do believe that Mourinho will get the best out of him, and especially a side like Burnley, big strong defender, a big strong striker, I think will trouble them. I think we are more or less ready to wrap this up. I just want to pass it over and see if you have any questions for obviously ourselves, Adam, Josh.
Well, I'd just like to get your take on the commissioner situation before we go. Obviously, the last few weeks you have been inactive with it. What is your stance? What are your plans for the future? And will you be stepping aside permanently?
Well, my plans for the commissioner were this is kind of how I wanted it to be run. I didn't want to dictate things, and obviously you'll know yourself and Josh after helping me out with it while I was on holiday, and then also carrying on since then. It is a lot of work to do the fixtures, do the transfers, you know, keep everything running smoothly. Obviously having one person do the transfers or one person do the points helps a lot, and then the rest of it should be a votable democracy. You know, it is people can input opinions and then we vote on those opinions from there, which is how it is being at the moment, and it is working fantastically. Obviously I've started to come back into it a bit more in the last few weeks. Obviously I took a step back, was on holiday, and then, you know, continued to be on vacation commissioner wise, and I'd like to thank you for your services during that point, Adam, and obviously the point